What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome to Tour Junkies After Dark, presented by DraftKings. I'm your host, David Barnett. I got Pat Perry with me. We are the Tour Junkies. It is late on a Sunday night. We're one day early recording the podcast and this show for the Masters 2021 from our hometown backyard, Augusta National Golf Club. It is Masters Week. We're pumped. We're excited to deliver to you Tour Junkies After Dark. So we just recorded our own show. We debated a bunch of players. You can check it out on our YouTube channel, anywhere you listen to podcasts. We're going to debate one particular player here with you right now that we disagree on. We're on opposite sides of. And then we're going to run through a few sportsbook outright looks that we think you might need to go ahead and jump on DraftKings Sportsbook before it's too late. And especially the long shots. We're going to talk about that. So, Pat, and listen, it's the Augusta National Golf Club. We know Augusta National. We play here every year. Everybody plays here every year. We're not going to get into the course breakdown, all that kind of stuff. If you want more information on that, you can head over to our YouTube page, listen to that. Pat Mayo does a good one. There's course info everywhere here, okay? Here's what I will say. We both agree it's going to play very different from November. So just kind of wash that away, right? DJ won at 20 under. I can tell you that the membership at Augusta National do not want to see 20 under win this week. Nope. They will do what they have to do to make the course play as such. So I think winning score is going to fall somewhere between 4 under and 10 under, which is kind of a wide range right now, but it'll narrow as the week goes on and we hear more about how the golf course is playing. But I think it's going to be firm and fast, and the members at Augusta want to see it play like a true major. And they're going to toughen it up. So it's going to be a grind fest. It's going to be a lot of fun. But, Pat, I know one of the names that we disagree on just won the Valero Texas Open. His first win, I believe, since 2018. Is that right? Am I right on that? 2018, Jordan Spieth.
No, 2017. It's been 4 years since Jordan Spieth has won.
Long time. But Jordan Spieth in the winner's circle at the Valero. And for DraftKings purposes, what's funny is for DraftKings, you want to play him. I want to fade him.
Yes, I would like to play him.
Then we started talking about the betting odds, and I said, I think that if I weren't looking at odds and I were making the lines today, I would think either Jordan or DJ would be the number one, would be the shortest number. You think that Bryson should be the shortest number, and then followed by Jordan or DJ. So let's talk about DraftKings. What is the ownership level in a GPP, in the Millie Maker, that you would say, okay, that's way too much, I'm fading that for Jordan Spieth?
For the ownership level?
What would it have to get to for you to avoid him? For you to say, nah, that's too much. I think I'll take the other side and risk it.
I think anywhere from 25 to 30%.
Okay, well, I think he's going to be that. You don't think he's going to get up to that?
No, I don't. I don't think he will. And not in a field like this where it's so much more condensed with, technically only 70 players or so that are really in contention. And, you're going to get some spread out ownership. I think Jon Rahm coming back into play now that he doesn't have the whole baby factor. He's going to play. I mean, the baby's been born. That was a big thing leading up to this event. Was he talked about, well, if he's leading the Masters on Saturday, like he's going to withdraw and whatever else. And so I think that with Rahm being back in play and all these guys that we've got playing, we always have this every year at Augusta National. All these guys are always in good form. You got Spieth in good form. You got, Finau has played great, of late and is in good form, even though he can't win a major. You got Justin Thomas in good form. You've got Bryson DeChambeau in good form. You've got, Rahm, I just mentioned. You've got DJ, who is, and hasn't been in great form recently, but still, I mean, so I don't see how Jordan gets to, at his price, 25 to 30% ownership. I mean, he's at 9,400.
His price is the reason why. Yeah, 9,400 is a value for Jordan Spieth here. Are you kidding?
It's a value, but it's not like I mean, it's not like where he has been in like the 8K range, and there's a good reason for that.
Well,
but I
he's
still
been
don't think he's going to
steadily
be
climbing.
at 25 to 30% owned.
He's been steadily climbing. Now we should
think
probably
he's going to be 30% owned. Do you think Jordan Spieth is going to be 30% owned?
Yes, we should probably, and you have to admit this. You're getting fired up at me right now, but you have to admit this, that historically in our 6 years of doing this, you are
it's been terrible. I've been
predicting ownership.
Yeah.
Dookie.
Yeah, straight up dookie is what it's been in predicting ownership. So yes, I think Jordan Spieth. I think I would bet a lot that he will be at least 25. And you said 25 to 30. I think he'll be at least 25 to 30, at least. And I think he could creep up on 30. I think he'll be the highest owned player in the DraftKings field without a doubt. Okay. So
I'm not saying he won't be the highest owned, but I don't think he'll get to 30%. I don't think that. Like in the Millie Maker, like if we're gonna use let's like if we're gonna judge here, let's pick a contest. The Millie Maker's a good one.
Yeah.
So we'll just say the Millie Maker. I don't think he gets to 30%,
which is a very public field. So like the public wants to play Jordan because the public loves Jordan.
Yeah.
He gives you some salary relief. I mean, you can play him with any of these guys up top. You can pair him with a couple of them still because the pricing is so soft. There's some great names in the 6K range. Like, I think he's going to easily get there in the Millie Maker.
Either way, I still think you can play him, even if he's at close to 30%. I don't like him over those numbers, really.
I'm willing to risk.
I still think you can play him.
At that point, I'm willing to risk it and just say, you know what? I'll go the other side and pray that he finishes outside the top 10 in DraftKings points scored.
So then where do you go? Where are you going to go?
Patrick Reed or Cantlay, go up for Cantlay, Patrick Reed, or just not play anybody in there and just load up on a couple of 10K guys. But the pricing again is so soft. You can go a lot of different places. I don't think you have to be there, but if he get 30% is up there. I mean, you really need him to finish top 5 in points scored, if not better.
I think people are in that. Are still in they're scarred by Jordan and they don't want to play him because they feel like he's been so bad these last 3 or 4 years. You've got a different Jordan this year. I mean, he's shown all year long. He's had 3 54-hole leads.
Yeah, but I think we're seeing that because people love watching Jordan. He's got 4 top 4s in his last 6 events, including this win. I think people are seeing it. So I don't think he's going to be overlooked at all. And I think people.
So why would you fade that though?
Huh?
Why would you not eat that chalk? And why would you fade? Other than just saying, okay, he's going to be high owned. Like, okay, well, let's get down to the bottom of it. That's the bottom of it. Getting down to the bottom of it is why do you fade the ownership?
Yeah, getting down to the bottom of it.
Not where is the ownership, but why do you fade it?
Okay, we have this article up on tourjunkies.com. Okay, that talks about in the last 4 years. The only year that you got screwed fading the top 3 owned guys in DraftKings was last year for DJ in 2020. Had you faded the top 3 guys in 2019, 2018, and 2017 in DraftKings, you'd have been fine. You had Tiger win it in 2019 at like 15%. You had Reed win it before that at like 9%. You had Sergio win it before that at probably less than that in 2017. The top guys in the Masters, you can get away with fading. So, yes, it's a pure ownership game theory kind of play. I know you love that. And I'm not quite convinced on the off the tee play just yet. I'm not going to go into it because it was too long. It was a lot of numbers. But on our DraftKings preview, I break down his incoming form since 2015 in strokes gained off the tee. And it doesn't look good right now. And the years that he's gone to the Masters and won and done very well, it's looked much different than it looks right now. In the years where it's looked like it does right now, he's finished like T21, T40 something. It's not been great. He's still spraying the ball off the tee, which you can get away with a little bit of that out here. But he's still spraying it a little bit. That's that, and the ownership is what it is for me.
Yeah.
There's no way he's less than 25%. All right, let's move on. Let's look at some sportsbook numbers. Let's just throw, it's Sunday. This is Sunday evening. We're looking at these numbers. let's talk about let's throw out some names of guys that we're starting to kind of turn on to. You may want to get on some of these guys before the number shortens. But we did, if you look at most sports books, are only giving about 40 players a 0.5% chance of winning this tournament or better. Only 40 players out of 80-something guys are sports books giving a 0.5% chance of winning. So it really shortens things up. So especially when we get into these longer numbers, there's a lot of value that can be had in here. But let's start at the top. Pat, what's the shortest number that you're starting to look at and you're kind of licking your lips here on DraftKings?
Well, I'll have to say that for me on DraftKings, I think I'm going to go with Cantlay at 25-1. I think Cantlay at 25-1 is a great number there.
20 to 1. Cantlay's 20.
I'm looking at 25-1
on DraftKings.
Yeah,
I'm looking at 20.
Well, let me refresh because these things change.
Yeah.
Okay, he's 20-1 based off of the literally. I don't know when I refreshed this. It must have been 45 minutes ago. He was at 25-1, but right now he's at 20-1. Patrick Cantlay.
DraftKings was watching our last show live.
By the way, this is how quickly things can change, especially for majors, and we haven't even had some withdrawals. But I'm literally all I had to do was refresh the page from whatever an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, where I had it up there. And you are right, 20-1. Yeah, I like that. So there you go.
You still like it? At 20. I don't mind the Cantlay play at all. I think the shortest I'll go is Justin Thomas, 11-1, and I don't bet a lot of short numbers, but I do like JT here a lot. And actually, now that the baby's here, I like the Rahm number at 11-1. I think the baby is going to free him up. I think not having to think about, is Kelly going to be going in labor? Am I going to have to jet out of here? How's that going to go? Am I going to miss it? I think all that being off of him is going to lighten him up a little bit. And that could open it up. So the pair at 11-1 and Rahm and JT, I find very appealing. As we move down, there's a big range here at 33-1, and I like a lot of these numbers, but Patrick Reed at 33-1 is kind of an automatic bet for me. He's a guy that can slam the door on a Sunday if he's in it. And he loves coming in under the radar as he does every year because people don't like him, so they don't want to talk about him. They don't want him to win, so they're not going to talk about him. But 33-1 for a winner, a past winner, and it doesn't matter what his form is. He can come in here popping, and he's coming in here okay, not great. But I love the way that this is likely going to be a much more difficult Masters. That sets up better for him, kind of that grinder type. I love Reed at 33-1.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Reed there. I like that. I like Webb Simpson at 33-1 as well.
I agree with that one.
The guy is a great ball striker. He's got good history here, coming in good form despite the miscut at the Players Championship. So I do like Webb at 33-1. Also like Victor Hovland at 33-1 as well. Another guy that we've seen play extremely well in the fall. And, is a great ball striker. The scrambling does concern me a little bit here, but look, his first time he played this event was when Tiger won in 2019. He was an amateur and he made the cut and finished T32. That's pretty freaking good for an amateur.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're getting him at 33-1. I think that's a good number. And another guy, Colin Morikawa, he's also at 28-1. I like that as well. Coming in his second time ever playing here. Great ball striker. One of the best ball strikers in the game. Anybody will tell you that outside of his putting, which does concern me as well. But I do like him at 28-1.
I don't like the Morikawa play as much.
Okay.
I know a guy that both of us love is Jason Day, 50-1. Love where he's at. I was at the golf course on Saturday for the women's amateur, and there was Jason Day out there grinding away, hitting balls on the range, putting all by himself, and great spirits with his caddy. And I just love that he was there on Saturday. It showed me that he's ready to prepare. He's good. He's healthy enough to get out there and hit some balls, walk around. I love that about Jason Day. He's always played well here. He's been playing good this year. I love the number at 50-1. I mean, I think when you look at these names shorter than him, there's a lot of names I would put behind Jason Day in terms of guys I would pick to win the Masters, and he's one of them. I really only have one other name that I really find an excellent value here right now, because I'm kind of looking at names that I think are going to get shorter as the week progresses. I think Jason Day's definitely going to get bet down. You need to get on that at 50-1 right now. I'd bet him as long as 40-1 probably. Another name that I think is going to get bet down is Matt Wallace, who's currently at 90-1, who just finished third, I think, at the Valero after a couple good weeks here recently, even prior to that. Matt Wallace, this will be his third trip around Augusta. Missed the cut, I think, the first time, T40 something the second time, coming around at Augusta. 90-1's it's a big number. I don't know that he's totally got the chops, but I think given the good form, things kind of line up for him. So, I think that number is going to get shorter. I think there's value there. So that's it for me in terms of a couple guys left shorter than 100-1.
All right, for me, shorter than 100-1, I do like Louis Heisen at 66-1. I think he's a guy that's just played this course extremely well. Is just always seems to show up in majors. So you're getting him at 66-1. I think that's a pretty good number for him as well. And I guess that's it outside of underneath that 100-1 number.
All right, well, let's talk about a few bombs, and definitely would be live to look at the numbers here for these boys on top 20s, top 10s, whenever those come out. They're not out currently here with DraftKings, but at 100-1, I love the Australian Mark Leichmann. Australians do great here. Mark Leichmann's got a great record here. He came here in November in horrible form, the worst of his career, big-time slump, and finished T13 because he loves Augusta, and he knows Augusta, and experience around Augusta matters. Mark Leichmann at 100-1, he can win this event. It would not surprise a lot of people if he won this golf tournament. That's great value. And then I'll give you one more. Siwoo Kim at 125-1. God bless Siwoo Kim. I freaking love him. He's the best. It's
Siwoo.
Yes, Siwoo Kim. I love him. 125-1. Aggressive. Makes cuts here at Augusta. Playing well. Great, long off the tee. Scores on par fives. All things you got to do well at Augusta. A player's champion. Multi-time PGA Tour winner. Like, he's got the chops to close the door. Get him in position on Sunday, and I love it. There you go. That's it.
Yeah, I like it. A couple guys that I'll mention. One, Jason Cocorack at 100-1. I like him this week. Another guy that checks a ton of boxes when you look at the stats here, ball striking, everything else, has plenty of distance off the tee for this tournament. And you know what? It's amazing to me that the Fall Masters in November was his first time ever playing here as long as he's been on tour. I think he did miss the cut. I think he learned a lot, though. So at 100-1, I like some Jason Cocorack there. I think that's a good number with a little bit of win equity. Now, hasn't won a ton on tour, but does have a victory. So I like that. And then Danny Willett, I like him as well at 200-1. And I think that's a good number also for him.
That's long there. That's
a long number right there, Danny Willett.
That's a long one, and that's a wrap for us, Tour Junkies After Dark, presented by DraftKings. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button here on the DraftKings YouTube channel. Give it a thumbs up if you will. Comment who you think the winner is going to be. Who's going to win the Masters 2021? Maybe, hey, look, if you hit the winner, maybe we'll send you a little goodie or something, okay? So comment here on the YouTube channel. Who do you think is going to win the Masters? We might send you a little something from the Tour Junkies shop. How about that? So thanks for listening. May your screens be green for the Masters 2021. Check out all the Tour Junkies content on our YouTube channel as well. Let's have a good week, Pat. See ya.